Rogers op die veld gekom en gaan die WP die voorbeeld volg van Noord-Transvaal met Karel de Plessis wat heel eerste gaan opdraf. Gaan dit die geval wees? Hierdie skare van byna 40.000 mense gaan opstaan. Dis twee bulspanne. Die kaptein van Noord-Transvaal, Johan Wilhelm Jenus, gebore 26 Januarie 1958 op George. Skok met 12 toetse. Karel de Plessis. Karel Johan du Plessis, gebore 24 Junie 1960 op Somerset Oos. Vandag sy 100ste wedstrijd vir die WP. Die kaptein van die WP, die span van die Westelike provinsie. 3 veranderings te vergeleken met die span wat op Pretoria gespeel het. Kalaskols terug as heel agter. Michael du Plessis speel loskakel en dan Kobus Kirsten wat terugkeer. Hy speel slegs sy 9de wedstrijd nadat hy sy debuut gemaakt het reeds in 1986. Noord-Transvaal word aangevoer deur die loskakel Johan Jenus. 3 veranderings te vergeleken met die span wat gespeel het teen die Westelike provinsie in Pretoria. Dit is Rian Roux wat speel in die plek van Burger Geldenhuys en Hannes Strydom die flank wat speel in die plek van Johan Lamprecht. Roelf Strooilie het gesê 3 veranderings, net 2 Strooilie wat ook gespeel het in Pretoria. Van die Oostelike provinsie, die skeidsregter vir hierdie wedstryd, meneer Jimmy Smith-Belton. Drama van 80 minute wat wag. Liligo vir die Westelike provinsie. Adrie Gelderhuis wat gestraf word. Obstruksie, ontoelaatbare spel, dis Michael de Plessis, sy eerste wedstrijd en 'n baie lang ruk vir die WP. Michael du Plessis, ouerbroer, natuurlijk vandag die 252ste keer dat een van hierdie du Plessis broers die WP trioorlik optrek. Willie Schmidt, springbokproewe weg, misgeloop, sal graag sy merk wil maak, is 'n bal van Noord-Transvaal wat hom tog kry. Adrie Geldenhuis, dis beskikbaar gestel, Robert de Pre, Johan Jenus, hier gaan 'n skepskop kom en dit gedoen in die Karibeker kompetisie. Kalaskols, hoe goed is hy nog onder 'n hoë bal? Die voordeel is daar vir die WP, was 'n aanslaan deur Noord-Transvaal. Freddy Ferreira, Michael de Plessis, JJ Verwalt by hom.
Nou onmiddellik was dit Johan Jenus wat vir Kalaskols gepeper het met daardie hoë bal. Ek dink dit gaan miskien die taktiek van Noord-Transvaal wees. Normaalweg in 'n eindstryd is dit die taktiek wat hulle so in die eerste 15-20 minute van gebruik maak. Westelike dink ek daarteen het mooi geslaag dan om die druk te verwerk.
Wilburger wat vir hom net agter die doellyn of die doodlyn gaan oorhelp met die oë.
Adrie Geldenhuis prominent en al twee die keer wat Noord-Transvaal se voorspelers begin dryf het.
Dis 'n toetsgees wat heers hier op Newlands. Dan kan jy jou voorstel dat ons dalk van jare gaan toetse speel. Die springbok in aksie, watter wonderlike voorreg gaan dit wees. Robert de Pre, die druk is daar. Kalaskols, nie baie ruimte nie. Dion Oosthuizen is afgeskut. Paul Bottes, dis net binne sy halfgebied. Kalaskols, pragtige posisie. Hy het baie tyd tot sy beskikking. Noord-Transvaal wat in die moeilikheid is. Maar die manne van die WP wat onkant was, die 10 meter radius wat nie gehandhaaf is nie. En 'n baie gunstige posisie van Noord-Transvaal hierdie vaste skrum. Dis die kwartlyn van die WP. Die eerste skrum van die wedstryd.
Ons kan gerus na hierdie skrum kyk. Die manne se voete tamelik ver terug. En die oomblik wat die swaartekrag laer gaan, dan is die skram geneig om in te stort. Miskien moet ons daaraan dink in die toekoms om 'n stootvoet en 'n stipvoet te kry in die skrams.
Kobus Kirsten wat gestraf word. Skeieregter sê hy het geslaan met die vuis. Die eerste strafskop van die wedstryd. En Johan Jennis, geen twyfel dat hy gaan paal te skop nie. Produk van die hoërskool Oud Teniqua op George. Voordeel van die wyntjie wat daar is die sy blaaie. Johan Jennis, kaptein van Noord-Transvaal, sy 100ste wedstryd.
Ja, altyd goed om in so 'n taai wedstryd wat voor lê eerste punte aan te teken. En Johan Jennis dan hier in sy 100ste wedstryd, die man wat die punte op die tellbord sit vir Noord-Transvaal.
Daar is baie moeite gedoen reg oor die land vandag om hierdie wedstryd te sien. Spesiale rugby-uitsending op televisie ook in Suid-Afrika. Ons sê vir ons kykers daar welkom. Op Montetjie is die golfwedstryde so gereël dat hulle kan betyds kyk. Klaar wees vir die rugby. Ons sê ook welkom aan hulle. Ook by die Kaapse Technikon is die karnaval aan die gang en daar het hulle 'n spesiale skerm op waar hulle gaan rugby kyk en dit is wonderlik om te weet dat almal deel met ons waar ons dan hierdie rugby kan sien. Die reserves van die Westelike Provinsie, Johnny Joubert, Guy Kebbel, Hans Skriba en Stef Nel. Baie beter in die skram nou. Johan Jennis, Russell was by hom. Kalaskos, hy's buite sy kwartgebied. Jan Strauss. Australië het vir hom mooi gestuit. Beskikbaar aan die Westelike Provinsie, Michael du Plessis. Gaan buite sy kwartgebied. Paul Bottas wat moet terughardloop. Kan nie die kans waag om hom te laat rol nie. Goeie skop, Paul Bottas. 27 jaar oud van die Weermacht Rugby Club in Pretoria.
Nou die tekens is daar vir 'n werklike bilstryd hier onder hierdie twee pakke voorspelers. Die vorige loskram geen genade gevra.
Eerste keer dat diep in die bal kan aangooi. Freddy Ferreira, Jan Strauss. Niligo is by hom. Voordeel is daar van Noord-Transvaal. Bal is net val weer die WP.
Ja, dit is typisch 'n finale wedstryd hier in Suid-Afrika. Die voorspelers wat indons en daar die loskrams. En ek dink met hierdie skare hier op Newlands wat die spanne aanmoedig, kan 'n mens seker nie die spelers kwaadlik neem as hulle nie vletjie hoor nie.
Baie min van die spelers het wel die vletjie daar gehoor. Dus komt het Heinrich Rogers teen Bali Swart. Onmiddellik die skram wat reeds skyn staan. En die kilgat van Kalaskos. Karel du Plessis. Ongelukkig van die hand af vorentoe gespat. Maar WP het baie verveld gewen.
Kalaskos wat elke keer nog in posisie was en baie mooi gebruik gemaak het van die bal. Rob Stroili, Rian Roux,
Dis goeie hand-tot-hand bewegings van Heinrich Rogers na Robert de Pre. Christo Spangenberg, Pieter Nel, ongelukkig vir hom. Variant van Pieter Nel het hy vorentoe gespat, dit was die eerste oortreding. Veld is baie glad. Teken was daar by Michael Du Plessis, Dion Oosthuizen. Hy is buite sy kwartgebied. Velasquez nog 'n baie maklike agtermiddag gehad. Mark Russell.
Ja, albei hierdie spanne maak gebruik van dryfspel en ek moet sê in hierdie eerste paar minute aan albei kante pragtige dryfspel deur albei voorspelers.
Noord-Transvaal se skrum is baie stewig, Johan Younes. Velasquez kan gevaarlik wees, hy is buite sy kwartgebied. Karel Du Plessis. Johan Younes met baie tyd tot sy beskikking. Skop tref nie die goal nie. Bietjie Iwer, Dion Strauss. Kobus Burger. Vat Nutse. Krijg van Freddy Ferreira, Neil Burger is weggestuur. Ongelukkig.
Nou die Wes-provinsie agterspelers wat hierdie beweging so halfhartig begin het, maar hy op die ou end so 30 meter daarmee die veld gewen het.
Rian Roux. Flank en tek van Burger Geldenhuis. Dan is hy toch reg. Obstructie. Nummer 5, sê die skeieregter, Willie Goed. Transvaal 'n bietjie stadig om by te kom by die lyn staan. Andrew Patterson, Michael Du Plessis.
Albei spanne wat op die oomblik gebruik maak van skoppe om die druk te verlig.
Rian Roux die nodige pleister van die knie afgehaal. Adolf Molan. Baie druk op Johan Younes. Verwerk dit goed. WP het besit daarvan. Beskikbaar gestel, Michael Du Plessis, Dion Strauss, ongelukkig vir hom. Maar dit was belovend.
Ja, ek hoop dat hierdie tempo kan volgehou word in hierdie 80 minute, want op die eerste paar minute van hierdie wedstryd die tempo geweldig vinnig.
Dis 'n vaskop, dit gebeur nie aldag teen Noord-Transvaal nie. Van die rand van die voet af het hy geskil. Bal is steeds binne spel. Kobus Burger se voet het bygekom. Sy 100ste wedstryd, hy benodig 2-3 om ook sy 100ste eerste rangse 3 in Suid-Afrika of in Suid-Afrika dan aan te teken. En eerste rangse rugby. Lili goed vir hom ingetrek. Maar die Dion Strauss.
Skeieregter op die oomblik baie streng val in die lynstaande vir stampspring of vir obstruksie pleeg.
Velasquez. Groot swakpunt tot dusver aan albei kante. Lijnskappe was nie uit nie, ook hierdie ene. Paul Botha. Jan Strauss. WP het besit gehad, hulle moet die bal vinnig wen, kan hulle dit kry? Hy is beskikbaar, Michael de Plessis. Gaan dit vanmiddag die patroon wees? Oh, hy is wat gevaarlik, Dion Oosthuizen. Onderdruk. Veld gewin deur die WP. Nee, hy is nog nie uit nie. En dan is hy aanslaan. Enkele strafdoel deur Noord-Transvaal, Johan Younes. Botha sal sy knie moet dra. Papa Koets het goed bygekry. En JJ van der Walt kon niks anders te doen nie.
Ja, die twee spanne, dan is die een wat aanval, die ander span wat moet verdedig en die spel wat heen en weer oor die veld gaan.
Weer vinnig gedoen deur die WP, maar Noord-Transvaal wat vir hom afneem. Stroili. JJ van der Walt is baie gevaarlik. Net.
In die vorige kortlyn staan Wes-provinsie die bal werklik eintlik vir Noord-Transvaal gee met baie swak balbeheer daar veral deur Gert Smal.
Die voethoorn van krag in die lyn staan op die oomblik vir die WP. Kobus Burger met sy linkervoet. Het al beter gedoen. Speel in sy 36ste wedstryd. Schmidt. Noord-Transvaal het om. Johan Younes. Wiekie Wild gegooi, dis goed gedoen, JJ van der Walt. Van Noord-Transvaal se ondersteuning, daar wees kan op vir hom vinnig terugwen. Olie Schmidt is daar, soos 'n laaskoorspeler. Christus Mangeberg. Dit lyk gevaarlik. Ander stryd om. Bal vorentoe laat verloor en Freddy Ferreira. Genoegsame voordeel was daar nie. En WP wat kan gooi en 'n vaste skrom. Freddy Ferreira speel vandag in sy 63ste wedstryd, 27 jaar oud. Sy doellyn in die agtergrond. Dis goed gedoen. Uitstekend. Baie ondersteuners ook van Noord-Transvaal vanoggend daar in die hotel gesien. Vriendelike klomp mense, lekker gesels. Ook Grot Milner van Heerden daar gekry. Bedoel vir Adrie Geldenhuys. Goud deur Noord-Transvaal. Die gouden Plessis.
As mens miskien terugkyk in die eerste 18 minute, dan was daar baie opwindende dryfspel en die twee spanne wat nog nie werklik die ander ene oor aangesit het nie.
Die gouden Plessis, Kobus Burger. En 'n goeie skop word hierdie van hom. Botha is in posisie. Alles goals. Noord-Transvaal moet pas op vir die 10 meter radius. Jan Strauss het die lig uitgepluk. Waar is die ondersteuning? Dis beskikbaar gestel. Mikael du Plessis. Neil Burger gaan van hom agterna sit, maar JJ van der Walt kan eerste by hom kom. En hy's uit. Strafskop as die bal vas word. Nie beskikbaar gestel nie. En geleentheid vir die Westelike provinsie om gelyk te trek.
Nou die eindelike rede daar, Chris, is dat die Wes-provinsie 'n vinnige ingooi wou gewaag het, maar dat JJ van der Walt nie die bal wou afgee nie.
Dis waar vir die strafskop was.
Ons sien dat Neil Burger en JJ van der Walt albei na die bal gegaan het en toe het Fafa Knoetse probeer bykom en dit is waarvoor die strafskop eintlik toegeken word, omdat Wes-provinsie die vinnige ingooi wou doen en nie die bal gehad het.
Die reël is baie duidelik. Heeltemal tereg, meneer Jimmy Smith Belton. Nou in cricket staan hy op Nelson, sy 111de wedstryd vandag vir die WP. 29 jaar oud. Galatols, 3-out. Een strafdoel aan elke kant. 3 punte vir Noord-Transvaal, 3 punte vir die WP en vir die rest van die helfte ons Engelse collega's Hugh Bladen en Gavin Cowley.
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, a very important kick there by Colour Scores. Bit unfortunate that JJ van der Walt didn't release the ball and the referee was quite right in giving the penalty. The opposite side cannot prevent the others from taking a quick throw in. There we have some of the statistics. You see Northern Transvaal leading the line-outs, the loose scrums to Western Province, and 1 tight head to Western Province. Beautifully taken by Neil Hugo. Ferreira, Michael du Plessis. His line kicking's been very good, but it's not out this time. Van der Walt inside to Hewlett with the referee.
Interestingly, from that kickoff, the Northern Transvaal forwards were just slightly in front of the ball, and it was indicated by Jimmy Smith Belton as he was running forward. He allowed advantage there, and there wasn't any advantage.
Well, good advantage allowed by Mr. Smith Belton. Better scrum by Western Province, controlled at the back by Tian Strauss, the referee indicating a penalty. Paul Boertus in a little trouble there, the awkward bounce of the ball. The referee has given the penalty. That will be right on the centre spot. Northern Transvaal is offside at that scrum. So what is Colour Scores going to do? Just having a little discussion with Carl du Plessis there. And he's going to go for poles.
Colour Scores has already had one opportunity, which is gold, but I don't think that we've had a rugby match for a long time which has had so many misdirected kicks in the first 20 minutes. And I know the conditions underfoot are rather damp, but the line kicking has been rather poor in these first 20-25 minutes.
Well, Colour Scores will be kicking into a slight breeze. It's a beautiful day here in Cape Town, a very slight breeze into him. A moment ago you saw the huge Lion Cup. This is what they're playing for. 1 from 1. And it's looking good, it's looking good, it's there! Well, the Western Province crowd very, very happy about Colour Scores, that top point scorer in Lion Cup rugby in history. There you see the penalty again as they came away. Tian Strauss controlling the ball well at the back of that scrum. And the Northern Transvaalers came off the side. Back with the players. Northern Transvaal control it well. Duprier, Hienis. They've used a lot of the kicking, and Colour Scores has always been up to it. Colour Scores making sure of his touch that time. There you see the red jersey line judge just about 12 meters inside the Western Province half.
That penalty kick from Culler's course was a particularly good one from close on 50 meters a few minutes ago and slightly into the southeaster, which is blowing reasonably strongly at Newlands.
There's Dr. Augie Cohen, Western Province doctor. Rudolph Strowley getting the tap back, but comes out on Herrera's side. Michael du Plessis, a long torpedo kick by him. Paul Boertes. And with that kick, Michael du Plessis winning a lot of ground because Paul Boertes' touch kick landing up about halfway between the halfway line and the Northern Transvaal 22. Short line out by Western Province, but they formed up and then fell away, so it's a free kick to Northern Transvaal. Paul Boertes, who's stronger with the left foot. And they found a good touch, a very good touch, just going to touch there as Culler's course came away. A man who's also played wing for Northern Transvaal. Five is Adolf Malan. Andrew Patterson with the throw. Dupree Heunis spun him back on the cutback. Fed back by him. Uli Schmidt can't gather, well taken by Tian Strauss. And the Western Province controlling that ball well. Good play by the Western Province number 8, Tian Strauss. That's the Western Province 22 behind the scrum. Right in the middle of the field, Ferreira. Michael du Plessis. High torpedo, Paul Boertes is there. Very difficult one for him to gather as it started to drift away from his hands as it came down.
You mentioned Tian Strauss's excellent efforts there at that previous loose scrum. Well, he's certainly been the live wire number 8 for Western Province this afternoon.
25 minutes gone in the first half. Western Province leading 6 points to 3. Michael du Plessis with a high hoist. Paul Boertes with cover from Dion Westhuizen. Tackled by Karel du Plessis. And Western Province winning the put-in at the scrum. Kat Small, the last man for Western Province to get up. Rian Roux for Northern Transvaal. That's Rian Roux with a bandaged hand. Left-hand side of the Northern Transvaal scrum. Captain of the Pretoria club. Very good scrumming by Western Province. Du Plessis for the first time down the back line. Kobus du Plessis with the kick ahead. And Paul Boertes will reasonably easily be able to dock down.
That kick of Kobus Burgers was perhaps just a little bit too hard and unfortunate because he did have a couple of men on his outside.
Well, this game started at a tremendous pace and this field's heavy. One wonders whether the players can keep it up. Johan Heunis. Good hanging kick. Milan gets a hit with Jan Locke. Uli Schmidt. Uli Schmidt still going. He's tackled by Ferreira. Rian Roux in there with the support. Dupree, Heunis, Nel, Spannenberg. Beautifully tackled by Kobus Burger. Support from Robert Dupree. Down the throat of Paraskos. Robert Dupree. Back for it is Neil Burger. And Neil Burger under a lot of pressure from Peter Nell, finding his touch about 6-7 meters inside the Western Province half.
That was particularly good covering there by Neil Burger, with Culler's Scholes having chipped through and being a little bit out of position. Neil Burger came across from the right-hand side of the field to the left hand there and did a good job.
Audrey Feldenhuis can't get it. Ferreira under a lot of pressure from Hannes Strydom. A knock on by Northern Transvaal at that line out. Well, there's certainly no quarter asked or given in that front row. Bali Swart just doubling out of the scrum, doing quite wisely there because he wasn't quite ready. Ferreira hoisting it into the box for Carl du Plessis. Paul Boertes is there. And safe touch by the fullback. Short line out called by Western Province again. Gert Small is there, he's doubling back. Hannes Stradum gets a hand to it. Tiaan Strauss, who's having a tremendous game in the loose, coming away with it, but there was an infringement.
That's the third loose short line out that Western Province employed this afternoon, and unfortunately neither of them have worked. There seems to be a misunderstanding there between Andrew Patterson and the men at the back of the line out.
Du Preez, Jonas, long ball out to Peter Nel. And Peter Nel's rolling kick, finding touch about 3 meters inside the Northern Transvaal half. Touch judge on this side, Mr. Freek Burger. Neil Hugo. In front, Kobus Kirsten, who played in the final last year. There we have the line-out count. Referee just making sure that there's a meter space between the players in the line-out. Gert Small going very high, well controlled by him. Ferreira, lovely ball, Michael du Plessis. Paul Boertes. He hasn't found his touch. Well taken by Mark Russell. He's got Tiaan Strauss in support. He's very strong on his feet. Is Mark Russell. Ferreira. Michael du Plessis. Andrew Patterson. He had Neil Burger on the outside. He chose to go inside. Well played by Barley Swart. Michael du Plessis again. Fafa Knutzer. And the referee, a tie tackle by Robert de Beer. There's the man who's very aggressive in the defensive role, but the referee indicating that he was too high that time. So this will be Carlos Scors's third penalty kick at goal. It's been successful with 2. You can see how heavily strapped his hamstring is. He's had a bit of hamstring trouble this season. That's Kobus Burger just receiving a little bit of attention.
It would look just now as if Kobus Burger slipped. As we mentioned a bit earlier, the conditions underfoot are rather damp, and I think he might just have twisted his ankle slightly there.
Here we see it again. There it is as Robert de Preez goes in high. And the referee allowed the advantage, but then called him back for the penalty. He's been successful with one very long one. And it's looking good, it's looking good. 3 points to Western Province. Six points the difference. Well, that will make the huge crowd very happy. They know their rugby down here in the Western Province, and they certainly have had a lot to shout about. We've had no tries as yet, but a lot of action. Barley Swart, the Stellenbosch captain. Neil Hugo just in front of him. Players battling a little bit to control it. Ferreira, du Plessis. Paul Boertes. And Paul Boertes having a little bit of trouble with his touch kicking. That time the ball just, as you saw there, slewing off the side of his foot. That's Mark Russell. Big Western Province loose-head flank. Small. Du Plessis feeding Hugo beautifully. Michael du Plessis so nearly gathered it as he came through on the burst there.
Northern Transvaal, I think, are missing the experience of their loose forward trio. The three newcomers today, there's a lot of pressure from the Western Province pack on them, and particularly the loose forwards on the Western Province side.
Robert de Cleer just waiting for a better situation to take that ball out. Nicely out to Johan Jonas. Hasn't found touch. Color scores again, beautifully in position. It's got Karel du Plessis on the inside. Karel du Plessis coming through on the burst as well. Tackled by Spannenberg. Michael du Plessis inside to Tian Strauss. Ferreira, this is a good ball for Province. Kobusberger for Knutsa. He's tackled by Peter Nel. Kobusberger again. Neil Berger, here's a chance for him. Neil Berger's got a lot of power. Well tackled by Paul Burtis and Rudolf Strauly. Western Province, a very good situation for them, but Northern Transvaal getting it back well. Dion Westhuizen from Jonas. Kalaskos again. The drop kick from Kalaskos. JJ van der Walt, and JJ van der Walt, I'm being sure will be glad to drop that down. Well, that was all action by Western Province. A very good period of play for them.
I don't think we could have asked for a greater start to a match, that's been fantastic. I must admit that Northern Transvaal have run with the ball. We saw Jan Jonas there from close to his own goal line, opening up and giving Dion Oosthuizen, as we see Kalaskos' drop kick again, just wide of the right-hand upright. But the pressure from Western Province on Northern Transvaal is quite something at this point of the game.
Well, that's Christo Spannenberg just receiving a little attention there. The referee's allowed the play to go on. Willie Schmidt feeding it back. Robert de Cleer, Peter Nel. And Peter Nel finding touch about 5 meters inside the Western Province half.
Interesting situation there, with the referee, Jimmy Smith-Belton, allowing play to continue while the ambulance men were on the field, treating Christo Spannenberg.
Well, Christo Spannenberg is back in position. Hannes Strydom gets it back for Northern Transvaal. Johan Jonas, he's tackled by Michael du Plessis. Picked up by Uli Schmidt. Well tackled by Kobusberger. The referee giving a penalty for the high tackle. Well, there were two competitive men coming to grips there. And so I'm sure Johan Jonas will be going for posts. And Johan Jonas was on the run there, as we see the tackle from Michael du Plessis. Now watch for Uli Schmidt. As Uli Schmidt gets in possession, there's number 12, Kobusberger, just waiting there. Nicely positioned is he. Uli Schmidt will come away from loose more with it. There he is, Uli Schmidt, and a very heavy tackle there by Kobusberger. The referee judging that it was a high tackle. So Johan Jonas' second attempted goal. 36 minutes gone, right in front of the poles. It's looking good, and it's just to the left of the uprights.
Western Province desperately needed some points there to get themselves back in the game. They've had to fend off a Western Province team that's highly motivated and spending a lot of time in the Northern Transvaal half of the field.
Kalaskos with a long dropout straight and takes tackle by Scholes. Beautiful run here by Johan Jonas. He's right through the middle. He's got Uli Schmidt in support and a lot of support on the outside. Paul Burtis, Peter Nel is going over. Well, a great try by Peter Nel, made by Johan Jonas. Here we see it again as Hannes Strydom takes that ball. A heavy tackle from Tian Strauss. Beautifully worked out. Now watch for the break by Johan Jonas as he goes through the middle. He just sees the opening, and then right through the middle goes Johan Jonas, and then a long ball, beautifully positioned, is Uli Schmidt. Watch how Uli Schmidt handles this ball. Magnificent by the hooker. Out through the hands of Paul Burtis, who darted into the back line beautifully, and Peter Nel, no problem at all.
It was a superb effort by Yunus. Sold a tremendous dummy there and got inside Kobusberger and just outside Michael du Plessis. And I think there at the end we could see the tremendous support of the Northern Transvaal backline when Peter Nel went over. 3, 4, 5 guys assisting him, and a good effort by Uli Schmidt as well, and who was well up there with the play. Johan Yunus now with a kick.
And again he's hooked it to the left. 2 minutes to go in this half.
There we see the slow-mo again as Hannes Strydom up to catch the ball. Takes it very well with very little support there. Robert de Prier, out it comes. Now let's watch Johan Yunus here. He sells it down and straight through he goes. Down the middle, and look at the support there as Uli Schmidt turns and keeps up with him. Out it comes, and really, look, there's 3, 4 Northern Transvaal players there as Peter Nel gets over the try line.
And we're back with reality with Spannenberg finding touch about 6 meters inside the Northern Transvaal half from the kickoff. Three penalties to Western Province, a penalty and a try to Northern Transvaal, and Northern Transvaal coming back into the game in the later part of the half. Western Province certainly territorially having the advantage. It's 9 points to 7, Gavin. A good first half.
Yes, sure. It's been an outstanding first half, in fact. Despite the conditions, the weather's beautiful. Underfoot is a little difficult, but we've seen lots of running rugby and some very constructive rugby, particularly from the Western Province back row. Neil Hugo himself has taken 1 or 2 good balls in the line out. The Northern Transvaal forwards seem to me to be a little bit out of the game at the moment, and well, let's see in the second half.
Well, there's JJ van der Walt is taking a breather, and it looks like it's going to be a very exciting second half, and we'll be back for it.
Indeed, we will be back at Newlands for the 1989 Lion Cup final after the Oranges.
Super, André. Et maintenant, qui sera le premier au sommet?
Ou Jan het altyd aan die kortste eind getrek. Tot op 'n dag toe hy aan Gary Player bekend gestel is. Danksy Gary Player het sy lewe dramaties verander. Gary Player toiletware. Meneer, kyk net wat dit vir jou kan doen. Met nou golf nodig.
Well, we'll be going back to the Lion Cup very shortly, but of course there is a Currie Cup match on this afternoon at the Free State Stadium in Bloemfontein. Free State against Natal, and the latest score we have in the first half is Natal 6, Free State 4. An important match for the Free Staters if they want to stay in touch at the top of the Currie Cup log. Other news we have is that the JPS Smooth Series semi-final second leg matches being played at Ellis Park today. Huge crowd there. And you can watch that on TV2 and 3, incidentally, for more action. But the first match was completed there. Morocco Swallows have beaten Orlando Pirates by 2-1, which means Swallows win on aggregate by 3-2. And in the second match, Kaiser Chiefs are playing Giant Blackpool and lead 1-0 at the moment. Remember that the international rugby from this morning, if you haven't already heard, the All Blacks beat Argentina by 49 points to 12. Right, we'll be going back to Newlands for the second half of that enthralling and very tough Lion Cup final. So let's rejoin our commentary team at Newlands.
Baie dankie Gerald, die twee spanne wat gereed maak vir die tweede helfte. Slegs 2 punte verskil. Na 40 minute, WP 9, 3 strafdoele, Noord-Transvaal 7, 3 en 'n strafdoel. Daar is die WP kamp. 40 minute verby, Tiny.
Ja, die lijnstaande moet ek sê dat die, Adolf Milan baie goeie bal vir Noord-Transvaal gewen het. Ligo aan die kant van Wes-provinsie wat baie goeie lijnstaan spel gehad het hier aan die voorkant. Dan die loskrams, die verskil, ek dink dat Wes-provinsie miskien daarin slaag om net vinniger by die breekpunte te kom. Maar hierdie wedstryd het al die bestanddele om op 'n tipe wedstryd soos 'n toets uit te loop hier aan die einde. Daar is volop bewegings, daar is volop harde spel aan albei kante. En ek dink manne wat hulle klein afsteek hier vir die Springbokspan, man soos Tian Strauss wat besonder goed speel hier in die vaste los, Ligo, dan Uli Schmid wat in daardie beweging wat Noord-Transvaal die 3 gekry het, baie prominent was, en dan 'n man soos Adrie Geldenhuys wat ook hier in die dryfspel besonder goed doen.
Tweede helfte wat gaan begin, Kalla Skols in sy 111de wedstryd vir die Westelike provinsie. Toch 'n redelike wyntjie. WP wat nou met hom aan die blaaie gaan speel, die Suidoos. Bietjie diep, Adolf Milan is in posisie, maar Ligo is eerste daar vir WP. Vlug van daardie bal het vir Noord-Transvaal 'n bietjie geflous.
Hier aan die loskopkant vir Wes-provinsie, die nuweling in die Wes-provinsie span, is Kirsten bekend hier in die Wes-provinsie as 'n besondere sterk skrimmer. En 'n pragtige werk hy daar om daardie vaskop vir Wes-provinsie te wen.
Tweede vaskop van die wedstryd. Ryk weer reeds geblaas. 'n Vaskopbal moet jy nie so opmors nie, Tiny.
Christianie, vaskopbal is 'n bal wat gebruik moet word. Dit is basies soos 'n vinnige loskram bal wat gewen word. Nou, die hele wedstryd nog, die Wes-provinsie agterlyn wat nie vir my heeltemal skerp lyk om aan te val nie. Bietjie platvoet. Ek dink miskien verwag hulle dat Michael hierdie hoë skoppe vir Paul Botha gaan toets.
Interessante stryd hier in die daskant tussen Jan Lok en Kobus Kirsten. Johan Jenus, hy was buitekant sy kwartgebied. Kalla Skols is nie in posisie nie. Dis wat Noord-Transvaal wil wees. Vroeg in die tweede helfte. 31 jaar oud, speel vir Harlequins. Kaptein van Noord-Transvaal, Johan Jenus. Dat is goed beskikbaar gestel, het kan gevaarlik wees. Noord-Transvaal, Johan Jenus, van 'n strafskop wees.
So sien ons daar die strafskop, die beweging as die strafskop toegeken gaan word. Pop aangegee deur Johan Jenus, dan is dit Michael Du Plessis wat die arm oor die skouer het as hy vir Jenus grond te bring en onmiddellik word die strafskop toegeken.
Kan 1 punt verskil wees na hierdie skop van Johan Jenus. Aandeel gehad en al die punte geslag met 'n strafdoel. Die 3 aangevoer, Noord-Transvaal op voor. Nog saam motiveer hou vir sy span, hulle die enigste 3 gedruk tot dusver. Bly nog 38 minute oor. Goeie inskop hierdie. Adrie Geldenhuys het probeer aan 'n stryd om Robert de Pre, Johan Jenus. En Patterson, 56 wedstryde vir die OP gespeel, speel in sy 12de vir die WP. Ligo het mooi vasgemaak. Maar die voordeel is nie daar vir Noord-Transvaal nie. Dis uit vir Dion Oosthuizen, dis 'n swak aangee. Kans wat Noord-Transvaal gespeel het daar. Hallo jy, hallo ek. Baie ver moet opgetree word, meneer Gerrit Koetser, meneer Jimmy Smith-Dalton wat eers 'n bietjie gaan gesels. Johan Jenus wat ook nader geroep word.
Dit is 'n jammerte, dit was 'n harde wedstryd tot dusver en ek dink 'n bietjie onnodige gediepsigheid in hierdie loskram wat ons sopas gesien het. Daar is die manne as hulle by mekaar inkom, dan is dit Heinrich Rogers hier wat vir Bali Swart en dan Uli Schmidt wat ook bykom en Patterson wat probeer keer tussentyd.
Seker dinge moet nie gebeur nie. Mens wonder tog Tiny of 'n skeieregters of ons skeieregters nie so bietjie bang is om 'n speler van die veld af te stuur nie.
Chris, ja, ek meen daar is baie om daarvoor te sê en ook daarteen te sê. Natuurlik lyk dit baie lelik omdat dit hier kan gesien word van die kant af, maar daardie tipe spel moet plat nie goed gepraat word nie.
Nou gooi van Andrew Patterson. Mooie ander stryd om. Druk vir Noord-Transvaal, Christo Spangenberg. Neil Burger. Noord-Transvaal se verdediging is vinnig daar, Freddy Ferreira, Kobus Burger. In 'n regtervleuel posisie, kom verby Heinrich Rogers. Ongelukkig gaan hy te ver, Kobus Burger is weer daar, Freddy Ferreira. Hier kom dit.
Nou ja, dit was 'n baie mooi 3. Dit was 'n skitterende 3 hier deur Freddy Ferreira wat aan die binnekant opgevolg het. En weer eens het die manne mekaar so 'n bietjie gegroet daar. Sien daar vir Freddy Ferreira uitgee hier na Kobus Burger wat nou in posisie gaan hardloop daar. Kobus Burger wat die bal ontvang daar van Freddy Ferreira. Heinrich Rogers klop aan die buitekant. Robert de Pre wat te laat is. Freddy Ferreira aan die binnekant wat baie mooi homself in posisie hardloop. As Kobus Burger daar die bal optel en eenvoudig net binne toe aangee na Freddy Ferreira en so dat vlak as dan die doellyn is hy.
Nou daar was 'n bietjie ontoelaatbare spel, vuil spel net na die 3. Ons gaan kyk of ons dit kan optel. Kobus Burger. Die skopie van hom, Freddy Ferreira is pragtig aan sy binnekant. Dis goed gedoen, Kobus Burger net die aangee. En Freddy Ferreira wat gaan oorgaan vir sy 3 en dan is hier vuil spel deur Noord-Transvaal. Ongelukkig. En onmiddellike strafskop wat toegeken is op die middellyn nadat die doelskop van Kalaskols tussen die pale deur is. Noord-Transvaal wat 'n agterstand het nou van 5 punte en Kalaskols wat onmiddellik geleentheid kry om nog punte aan te teken as hy die bal gaan stil op die middelkolletjie. En meneer Jimmy Smith-Dalton 'n moeilike taak op sy skouers, maar hy sal baie verre moet optree. Kan 8 punte verskil wees. Geen twyfel. 10 punte teenoor 10, loop die WP voor. En 30 minute wat oorbly.
Chris, ons het gepraat hier van vuilspel, maar ek dink baie keer is het geniepsige spel wat aanleiding gee tot die vuilspel.
Baie dun draaitjie tussen geniepsig en vuil. Goed gedoen Noord-Transvaal. Goeie platform vir hulle. Kan hulle van agter terugkry. Dis beskikbaar gestel. Rudolf Straulie, hy is 'n sterk kerel. Ondersteuning is daar van Olie Schmidt. Weer beskikbaar gestel. Rudolf Straulie is weer daar, maar dit was vorentoe. Heeltemal terug. Bietjie misverstand deur Noord-Transvaal. Ontneem hulle hier 'n kans. Ons miskien die bal so bietjie langer gehou het daar. Want hulle het beheer gehad. Alaskols.
Men sê dat Kalaskols werklik vandag nog nie 'n voet verkeerd gesit het nie. Die hoë balle staan hy onder soos die rots van Gibraltar en sy skoppe baie goed.
Newlands feitlik heel in skadu gehul op die oomblik. Goeie bal deur Noord-Transvaal. Swak aangegee, plaas vir Johan Jenus onder onnodige druk. Niligo. Speel 'n goeie wedstryd. Kan baie gevaarlik wees vir Michael de Plessis. Heeltemal die ondersteuning nie. Jan Strauss wat kom red. Hy is beskikbaar. Kobus Burger. Hy is binnekant sy kwartgebied. Paul Bottas wat sy knie sal moet dra, maar die veld is stadig en swaar. Goed gedoen deur Paul Bottas. Alaskols wat gaan tyd hê. Nie baie goeie hoek vir hom nie. Die skare se gejuig is hard, want Olie Schmidt moet tot by Robert de Pre loop om die teken te kry. Dis vir Adrie Geldenhuys bedoel, dis uitstekend. Nie 'n goeie aangee nie. Maar dit kan gevaarlik wees. Straulie is weer daar, gaan hy die ondersteuning kry, Olie Schmidt. WP wat vir hom gaan afneem, Michael de Plessis. Karel de Plessis aan sy buitekant gehad, gekies om te skop. En Paul Bottas wat nou gevaarlik gelyk het die laaste paar minute.
'n werklike opwindende wedstryd. Hier in die vorige beweging het Michael 'n halwe breek gekry met 'n man aan die buitekant. Nou ja, mens kan daaroor gesels dat hy die bal miskien moes uitgegee het, maar ek dink tog het hy regte op sy uitgeoefen op hom.
Skrum aan Noord-Transvaal. Baie stewig hierdie agterhou van hulle. Wel gedaan Robert de Pre.
Ja, Noord-Transvaal wat hier druk toepas op wisselprovinsie, maar ek dink Chris ons moet gerus na die volgende vaste skram kyk. Kyk, Kobus Kirsten wat vir my besonder goed doen hier teen Jan Lok.
Hy het net nou skeef ingegooi. Die slag werk het. Hy is onder groot druk. Michael de Plessis. Oosthuizen is in posisie. Dit is vir my al of Noord-Transvaal se vaste voorspelers 'n bietjie stadig is om nou by die spel te kom. Newlands is swaar en hy is nat. Kan 'n rol speel. Meneer Visser feitlik stil gestaan toe hy hom aan die hande gekry het. Transvaal, terug van Italië, speel vir 'n tweede liga klub hier in die WP. Stillerig, maar hard in die los. Jan Lok het besit gehad, kan oor Transvaal van bou. Heinrich Rogers wat hom afneem. Jan Strauss. Hy het saam met Jan Lok begin stry aan daardie bal.
Ons kan gerus na hierdie skram kyk. Kobus Kirsten wat vir Jan Lok redelik kort bind. Sy arm redelik kort hier naby hom werk. So as die skram grond toe gaan, dan het hy altyd krag met die linkerarm.
Van 'n gehaak weer Noord-Transvaal. Robert de Preus, 'n sterk kerel. Dis Hannes Strydom. Stroili, Rian Roux, die losstreel van Noord-Transvaal, baie prominent daar. Nou is die ondersteuning nie heeltemal daar nie, maar tog mooi beskikbaar gestel. Heinrich Rogers, ek dink Kobus Kirsten is aan die verkeerde kant.
Willem die naam hier noem van Tian Strauss wat 'n geweldige goeie wedstryd hier speel vir Wes-Provinsie. Hier in die vaste los waar die groot manne werk, sien ons hom telke male.
Suksesverhaal. Drie punten. Albei agtalle het hierdie ruskans nodig gehad van hierdie strafskop. Vijf punte verskil, 23 minute wat oorbly. Voorspelers van Westelike Provinsie voor die bal.
Heel wat meer skoon lynstander vir Noord-Transvaal, veral hier deur Adolf Malan. Loskrums, Wes-Provinsie pak voorspelers wat baie goed dryf oor daardie bal.
Interessante taktiek, maar is nog nie oor die voordeellyn nie. Johan Jennis van sy 10 meter lyn af. Daar is goals. Thomas Burger volgt homself op. Johan Jennis is weer daar. 100 wedstrijden is ervaren. Jan Strauss. Vlei. Adolf Malan voor een slot is hij daar uitstekend daarop. Heinrich Rogers het vastgemaakt. Noord-Transvaal het beschikbaar gesteld. Dit is gevaarlijk. Hulle moet hem net vanaf terugkrijgen, maar die WP was onkant. Misschien moest die scheidsrechter so bietjie laat aangaan het, want Noord-Transvaal het besit gehad. Na hierdie skop kan daar net 2 punte verskil wees. Hierdie wedstryd nog lank nie gewen of verloor nie. Noord-Transvaal sedert September 1986 kon hulle nog nie verloor die Westelike Provinsie sedert September 1986 kon hulle nog nie daarin slaag om van Noord-Transvaal hier op Newlands te klop nie. Die laaste 3 wedstryde hier op Newlands is deur Noord-Transvaal gewen. Vir albei kapteins 'n bonus as hulle wen. Dis hulle 100ste wedstryd. 'n beker natuurlik ook op die spel. Net 2 punte verskil. N-3 aan elke kant. jaar heel achter van WP. Speel vir die klub Belwel. In Bloemfontein loop die Vrystaat, waar Vrystaat en Natal speel. Natal 12, Vrystaat 7. 20 minute verstrek in die tweede helfte. 18 punte vir die WP, 16 vir Noord-Transvaal en vir die laaste deel van die wedstryd, Hugh Blyden en Gavin Cowley.
Robert du Preez just looking up to see whether there was an opening, but a long pass from Hughes, Peter Nell. Carl du Plessis got support on the inside from Tian Strauss. The Western Province players will have to go back 10 metres. Jan Locke, not in an offside position as all the crowd thought. Robert du Preez. And that ball just bouncing inside the field of play. And the touch judge running to about a metre outside the Western Province 22. Both the touch judges, of course, A-section Currie Cup referees. That's Andrew Patterson. And Western Province again under a lot of pressure. Can they hold on to this 2-point lead? Nice feed from Freddie Ferreira. Michael du Plessis with a touch.
Northern Transvaal have certainly come back in the second half with a lot more pressure than they exerted on Western Province in the first half, and Jan Jonas is marshalling his troops very well.
Very jump by Adolf Milan, beautiful throw by Uli Schmidt. Heinrich Rogers works it out. Uli Schmidt again, tackled by De Visser. Robert de Preez, Hughes, Spannenberg over the top to Paul Boertes. He's tackled by Neil Burgard. Fafa Knutz is also in there. And again, they'll have to go down for this tight scrum. Tremendous pressure on the front rankers. Two tight heads to Western Province. Michael du Plessis, Paul Boertes. Well taken by Carlos Scholes. Carlos Scholes is very quick there and eventually just bumped into touch by Rian Roux.
One of the points in Northern Transvaal's favour has been very much their ability to take the ball and set up second phase with their forwards in the second half.
Again, coming back on the Northern Transvaal side, Hannes Stradom trying to get it back. But there was a knock-on at that line out. Mr. Smith-Galton just making sure those front rankers don't charge at each other. Ferreira, du Plessis, a long pass to Klubersberger. And this could be out. It's a good touch finder by Klubersberger. It's really what Western Province need to do is keep Northern Transvaal pinned in their own half.
Very much so, Ewan. I think they're exercising the right options now in trying to get back into the Northern Transvaal half and keep pressure on them there.
As you can hear the crowd getting behind them. And the players closing up in that line out, a knock on by Northern Transvaal. Adrie Geldenhuys it was, who just couldn't control the ball in the line out. And Western Province very nearly losing that ball. Ferreira, du Plessis, a drop kick from him. And it's looking good. And it's there. It's there, the referee perfectly positioned, and he got his hand up in the air. Magnificent drop goal by Michael du Plessis.
The difference between the two teams in this half has certainly been that Western Province have taken their opportunities. As we see again, Michael du Plessis from just inside the 10-metre line hoists over a magnificent drop goal, a very, very good effort, and that manages to pull them just 5 points away from Northern Transvaal. Yeah, from another angle again, a lot clearer. We'll be able to see as it comes out to Michael du Plessis. He has enough time as Johan Jonas is not quite onto him and puts it through the post.
And we're back with the play now, and the referee has just awarded a penalty to Western Province. offside by the Northern Transvaal forwards in the wall. So it's going to be Kobusberger, strong with the left foot. And a very good touch finder by Kobusberger. Let's hope that his brother Scott, the big flank forward, is recovering from injury and will be able to play again. That's the Northern Transvaal 22-metre line. Willie Schmidt just making sure to try and get the signals above the roar of this crowd is not easy. Taken by Gert Small. Ferreira, Strauss, tackle from Rudolf Strauly. Hitting it back as Michael du Plessis. Kobusberger, another drop goal. No, it's slewed off the side of his boot. Back for it is JJ van der Walt. So Freddie Ferreira was in possession here. It was a very good loose ball by Western Province. A long pass out to Kobusberger. And the ball, as you see, just falling a little bit awkwardly for him. And a very heavy tackle resulting in Theon Strauss being able to get this ball. He's tackled by Rion Roux. In there is Andrew Patterson. Ferreira, he's got a lot of support on the left-hand side. Kobusberger with the grubber. Back for it is Paul Boertes.
Once again there, here we saw Theon Strauss very, very visible in that loose scrum, as he has been right through this match.
Western Province ball. Deep attack out by Gert Small. Michael du Plessis, Kobusberger, and Fafa Knutz on the cut. He runs past Strauly. Mark Russell, very heavily tackled by Willie Schmidt. And there was a knock on there.
That thumping tackle of Willie Schmidt there on Mark Russell was certainly a saviour, because I think Western Province, with this pressure, inevitably are going to get closer and closer to that line of Northern Transvaal.
Western Province, who have been scrumming, giving Northern Transvaal quite a hard time in the second half in the scrums. De Preer, Hiernis. And a good kick by Johan Hiernis. Colour scores just having a foot in touch. 27 minutes gone in the second half. Western Province leading 21 points to 16. One try each. Colour scores, who's kicked 14 points. 5 kicks at goal and successful with all 5. Hannes Stradum getting back for Northerns. Hiernis spun and back, a difficult ball for him. The referee waiting for the advantage, saying no advantage. Scrum to Western Province. Well, this is a very good attacking situation for Western Province, right in the middle of the field. 2 options open to Michael du Plessis. Ferreira feeding it very quickly, waiting for the feed from Strauss. Nice little dummy by him, inside to Small. He's very strong and he's very big. Robert de Preer getting back for the tackle. Hannes Stradum getting it back there. Adolf Milan. No advantage. Well, Western Province in the latter part of this half certainly coming more and more into the game. Ball coming back slowly for Northern Transvaal. Hiernis with a long touch finder. Well, Johan Hiernis looking a little bit pale. He's been suffering from flu for a number of days now. You can see there the little shake of the head. What do I do next? And Natal doing well against Free State. Little knock-on in that line out by Western Province. So a chance for Northern Transvaal to get back into the province half.
We've seen one or two good jumps in the line-out during this match from de Villiers-Visser, and particularly Neil Hugo. But unfortunately, Andrew Patterson is not finding his man on every occasion.
A drive by Rudolf Strali. In there's Hannes Stradom with the support. So is Rian Roux, Robert de Puer, and Fafa Knutzer so nearly getting the interception. Robert de Puer probably would have been better to have let that ball go down on the left-hand side. Fafa Knutzer just unable to gather that ball in. 10 minutes to go, 5 points the difference. Dupree. McCullough scores, beautifully positioned. And catching the mark. He actually had enough time to take that kick and really run forward and gain himself a little bit more ground, but taking the safe passage. Getting a little word of advice from his other players. I'm sure they're all saying to him, make sure you find touch. And he's listened to them. Well, there you see how they're packed into the ground. I talked to Davy Schoenraad, the general manager of Western Province Rugby, and he said late yesterday afternoon that there were just a few standing room tickets available. Northern Transvaal winning the lineouts. That's why they're winning most of them, from Adolf Milan, Heinrich Rogers working it out. Uli Schmidt in there with the support, so is Audrey Geldenhuis, but Northern Transvaal losing control of the ball. Michael du Plessis seeing the open spaces, and a good kick by Michael du Plessis. Paul Boertus, and under a lot of pressure from Karel du Plessis, having to hook his ball into touch.
Here in the second half, Michael du Plessis once again kicking into open space. Is keeping Northern Transvaal pinned deeply into their half, and they'll be looking for an opportunity now with Andrew Patterson at the throw-in.
Short line out by Western Province. Kirchhoff gets a tap, well taken by Freddie Ferreira. Now du Plessis got a few options open to him. Back to Gert Smal, Peter Nel in with the tackle. And the ball going to ground. This is a magnificent attacking situation for Western Province, Gavin.
Yes, Michael du Plessis, two options here, left and right, and he's actually going back a few yards, which I think might indicate that he'll have a drop attempt.
If Ferreira feeding the scrum very quickly. Back to Michael du Plessis, here comes the drop, but the pressure was there from Robert Dupree. 6 test matches Michael du Plessis has played for South Africa. Good kick in by Johan Gionis. Picked up by Neil Hugo. Ferreira on the short side. Well played by Freddie Ferreira. Well, I'm sure all of Potensi would have been out of their chairs when Freddie Ferreira went over for the one and only try Western Province had scored. So Cobus Burger there just... I don't know why he has to whisper behind his hand, because you can't hear anything. Robert Dupree, Johan Gionis. That one's through. This is a chance for Colour Scores with the drop. Robert, a little pressure again from Peter Nel, but that kick going a little bit awry. And the Western Province players offside, I think. Referee just asking them whether they want the scrum where Colour Scores kicked it, or the kick there. Taking the short kick, Gionis. He's got Strali on the inside. Dion Westhuis and Paul Boertus. There's a lot of open space here. Mark Russell is back for it for Western Province. He's very strong on his feet. The tackle there from Paul Boertus. And eventually it was Cobus Burger who just got it back with the clearance kick. Willie Schmidt again just going over, getting it closer to Robert Dupree so he can get the signals right. This is an important ball for for Northern Transvaal. They'll probably use that off Milan again. They're just getting the tap down. Audrey Thildermeis in possession with it. That's Rian Roux. Robert du Preez, Uli Schmidt, Charlie back to Schmidt. Uli Schmidt is very strong on his feet. Robert du Preez. He's got Rian Roux on the outside. A little bit of indecision by Northern Transvaal. Going through the middle is Roux. But Heinrich Rogers in possession. Getting it back well to Robert du Preez. He continues the drive. So does Rian Roux. Jonas. Peter Nellet is in possession. Still going. Northern Transvaal still keeping it alive. Jan Locke getting it back. Robert du Preez. The tackle from Theon Strauss. And the crowd erupting as the referee indicates that scrum ball is for Western Province.
It was a superb effort from Western Province in keeping Northern Transvaal out there. Probably 4 or 5 tackles, and I think we've got 15 very tired players on this field at the moment, but Northern Transvaal in a good attacking position as Neil Hugo gets some attendance there. I think he was right at the bottom of that loose ruck.
Well, one would actually wonders how badly hurt Neil Hugo is. I certainly hope he isn't, but probably just allowing Western Province to gather their senses, and after that onslaught by Northern Transvaal, 4, 5, 6 times, as Gavin said, they had the ball, but a little bit of indecision and perhaps 1 or 2 wrong options. They could have spread it a little bit after the third good loose ball. Tremendous pressure from Northern Transvaal on that scrum. They had obviously decided Uli Schmidt's not going to hook at all. He's just got his feet back and he's shoving as well. And the referee will have to make them scrum again as that went to ground.
This is a very important scrum for Western Province with some 4 minutes and optional playing time left over. Looks like they're going to win it.
And again, the scrum swinging through the 90 degrees. A lot of pressure on Michael du Plessis to get his touch kick in here. And the penalty to Western Province. The deliberate wheeling of the scrum. Here we see Northern Transvaal still ahead in the lineouts. Loose forwards for Western Province doing very well. Carlos Scores making sure of his touch. And then so Uli Schmidt again going over to Robert du Preez. Out of Milan, a magnificent catch by him. Heinrich Rogers with the wheel. Du Preez, Schmidt, Strali, tackled there by Theon Strauss. Robert du Preez feeding Jonas inside Russell. Du Preez, Schmidt, Peter Nell, very heavily tackled by Russell. Bali Swart getting it back for Western Province. Neil Hugo the support. And the crowd don't like that at all, but the Northern Transvaal were awarded the scrum. Strali, Du Preez, Jonas, spun on back, collects Du Plessis at the same. Michael Du Plessis, he's kicked it into an open space now. A straight chase between Michael Du Plessis and Paul Boertes. Who's the quicker? JJ van der Walt. Good cover by the left wing.
It was a good effort from JJ van der Walt coming across there, because really Michael Du Plessis is one of the quicker rugby players in this country, and I think he would probably have outsprinted Paul Boertes there.
De Visser, Freddie Ferreira, and Freddie Ferreira kicking that one too far, but again just using up precious moments. 2 minutes to go. The Lion Cup final of 1989. The Northern Transvaal players know there's another ball on the field. The referee just saying, please start again. Precious seconds ticking by for Northern Transvaal. Short one by Hiernis. Russell can't gather in. Dupree, Boertus, Dupree again. Willie Schmidt trying to open it up. Hiernis still going. Tackle by Gert Smal. Rian Roux can't catch it. Pereira, the referee still in line, the advantage. Tian Strauss, Kobus Berger, Karel du Plessis. Papa Knutzer couldn't take. Willie Schmidt there again. And the referee's final whistle going by. I watched it. There's still about 8 seconds to go. The crowd is storming onto the field. Western Province have retained the Lion Cup. 21 points to 16, and there are incredible scenes here as the crowd just pour onto the field. 5 points the difference it was. Western Province, good value for their win. Only one try apiece. There were 4 penalties by Northern Transvaal by Johan Hiernis, and Colour Scores kicked 4 penalties and a conversion. 5 out of 5 kicks. A magnificent contribution by the Western Province fullback. There's the try scorer, Freddie Ferreira. All of Potensi can be proud of him. And Gavin Cowley, a very, very good final.
Yes, sure. I think everybody who's present here today and those who've been watching on the television, it's been a magnificent game of rugby. I think Western Province just took their opportunities a little better than Northern Transvaal did. They didn't win all that much line-out ball, but their loose forwards, Gert Smal and Tian Strauss in particular, driving forward and put in a very, very good effort in keeping Northern Transvaal pinned as much as they could in their own half. We did also see that the game seesawed at times, but as I mentioned, I think Western Province showed a lot of courage in today's game, and I have no doubt in my own mind that Northern Transvaal missed their 3 loose forward.
Well, there is the magnificent trophy that they have played for today, and with the blue jacket there, Mr. Jan Pickard, the president of the Western Province Rugby Union. But perhaps it would be opportune at this moment to hear from our Afrikaans colleagues, Chris Moller and Tiny Neethling. Obviously, you guys will be happy that Western Province have won.
Ek dink is 'n wedstryd van geleenthede. Die WP wat hulle kansse, soos wat Gavin Cowley gesê het, beter benut het as Noord-Transvaal. En veral hier toe Noord-Transvaal so 3-4 minute voor die einde binne die halfgebied, binne die kwartgebied van die WP gekom het hy nie. Het hulle 'n bietjie doelloos gespeel, hulle het verskeie losgemale gewen en hulle kon dit nie benut nie en verkeerde opsies uitgeoefen.
Christian, ek moet jou saamstem. Ek dink dit is basies waar Noord-Transvaal die wedstryd verloor het. Hier met die beweging waar jy van gepraat het. Maar ek dink vanaand kan die manne terugkyk op 16 voorspelers wat werklik in 'n bulstryd betrokke was. Ek moet die naam noem van Tian Strauss en Neligo en Uli Schmidt aan Noord-Transvaal se kant wat geweldig uitgeblink het hier in die vaste los.
Ja, die WP het dan hierdie wedstryd gewen. Hulle behou die lynskuld. WP se derde eindstryd. Hulle het nog nie 'n eindstryd verloor nie. Dit is om die Lynbeker. En hierdie groot skare van die WP groot toejuiging gee. Karel du Plessis, kaptein van die Westelike Provinsie, wat die trofee aan ontvangs geneem. Die Lynbeker wenners 1989.
Well, that's Mr. Jan Pickard on the right-hand side. The cup was handed over by Graham Mackay, the managing director of SA Breweries Beer Division. But what a wonderful 100th game for Karel du Plessis.
Die onderkaptein
Tian Strauss so deservedly going in there and helping Karel du Plessis to hold up that massive trophy, and the Western Province players starting to come